Welcome to another fantastic episode of My Orgasmic Life. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Gaia Morrissette. And today's episode is brought to you by my sponsor, ticklelife. All right, so we're going to talk about adapting. Adapting will bring us more joy during this time of where the world is in crisis with COVID-19. Everything that we normally do, we have to do differently. And, before I get into the why we want to adapt and how that's going to make our lives easier and all the joy that that's going to bring to us, before I get into all those pieces, let's talk about the shitty stuff. All right, let's go ahead. Okay, so all the things that you normally do, all your routines, everything from the way you grocery shop, to how you eat, to how you spend your time, how you spend your downtime, how you spend your time with others, all of these things have to be modified right now with COVID-19. And it's creating a lot of distress and a lot of panic and a lot of fear, which is bringing up a lot of people's shit. And not having necessarily the team or the support that we need, that we normally have to our go-to things that we would normally do to help shift out of our moods, our bad moods, our fear, our panic, our anxiety, all of the things that we would normally deal with. And we don't have those skills, and we don't have those tools at our disposal, because the way we used to do it is not the way that we can do it right now, which then creates another level of anxiety, another level of distress, another level of panic, because we can't use the tools that we normally do that helps us deal with stress and anxiety. And because we can't use those tools that we normally use, this causes us more anxiety. So I want to share a little bit of an example of that. That's some of the stuff that, has been going on for me, which is why you haven't seen a lot of me. I only show up when I'm fabulous, all right? Okay, so one of the things that is really important part of my physical routine of making sure that my body is strong and healthy is being able to go to massage. And I go to massage once a week, typically before this COVID-19 hit. And going to massage once a week allowed me to feel safe and the security that I needed to feel when I pushed my body to work out and push my body to keep growing and strengthening. And the reason, if you don't know why that would be a big deal for me, is because I was in a major car accident about 20 years ago. And so things can break in my body rather easily. Ribs pop out, they go on adventures without the rest of my body, neck issues, all sorts of stuff. And so part of my dealing with my emotional distress and pushing through those barriers around my health beliefs was I was good. As long as I had my massage therapy once a week, I could do anything. I had my personal trainer, I can go hang gliding, I can train for a marathon, I can do all those things. As soon as my massage wasn't available, immediately the old mindset of like, well, we're going to break. What happens if we break? We break. We don't have our massage therapist to fix us. Oh no, what are we going to do? And so more anxiety, more stress started to build up. And I started to go into old patterns, and those old patterns of not working out and protecting my body and not moving my body and not doing the things that make my body strong and healthy. So I had to adapt. And I had to work through some emotional shit, which, by the way, wasn't a fun time. However, here's what happened on the other side of that. So I reached out to my personal trainer, and we started working out. And, we started doing it video workouts. So, she couldn't be with me because of, our social distancing. Hold on, gotta take a drink. So she started to push me, and she understood because she works hand in hand with my massage therapist. And so I started doing some affirmations and mantras and rewiring my brain, saying my body is strong, my body is healthy, my body is strong, my body is healthy, and writing a list of all the things that my body had already accomplished. And I broke through that, but I had to adapt. So that was one thing. Another beautiful thing of leaning into this adapting piece during this period of time was yesterday. I was at, I was out at my, space, and the power went out. And I'm like, okay, I was in the middle of cooking breakfast. And I'm in the middle of cooking breakfast, the power is out, and I'm in the middle of making scrambled eggs and, hash browns or, potatoes. And I'm like, all right, turn on the barbecue. Let's barbecue breakfast. So I turned on the barbecue and I barbecued breakfast. And it was really beautiful. And this is what I wanted to share with you today. It was really beautiful because I could have gone two ways. Actually, I could have gone three ways. I could have, one, threw a tantrum, got angry, got sad, got threw a tantrum of I was in the middle of breakfast and nothing works and everything's out to get me and I can't even make breakfast and what's the fucking point? And I could have gone that route. And I'm sure some of you understand what I'm talking about. I have been known in the past to go to that route sometimes. Okay? So that was one route possibility. And all of that wasn't going to make breakfast happen. The second route that I could have taken was, well, fuck it. We're not going to have breakfast at all. There's not going to be any breakfast. All we get, all we're going to have is bread. That's it. And for me, gluten-free, dairy-free bread. All right? And peanut butter. Bread and peanut butter. That's what we're getting for breakfast. I could have gone that route. Or I could have been like, okay, we have a problem. And the solution, I got to figure out what the solution is. And I got to look at it from a new perspective. I have no electricity. Everything runs in my world on electricity. How am I going to figure out how to cook my food without electricity? And I got excited. That's right. I'm a weirdo. I own it. I totally got excited. I got excited because here was a problem that I could solve. I could come up with a creative problem solving solution to this problem. And then it became an adventure. So it went from this whole distress to giving up or it could be an adventure. And that's what I chose. I chose it to look at it as an adventure. And while I was outside barbecuing, it was windy. Halfway through the barbecue, it started to pour. I'm like, it's all right. We're on an adventure. Barbecuing breakfast, la, la, la. So I share this story with you in the hopes to inspire you. That every given situation, the ones that we're currently in right now. Thank you. Somebody told me I wasn't a weirdo. On the live with me. Thank you. He said, just results oriented and loves a challenge. That is true. That's a true statement. So where was I? Oh, I was saying we can look at every given situation and how we approach it, how we lean into it, how we decide, is it going to be a problem? Is it going to be a crisis? Is it going to be an adventure? How we look at every given situation affects how we emotionally move in that situation. And in order to be a creative problem-solving master, you need to change that mindset that every moment is a possibility of looking at it as an adventure. the situation doesn't change. If you're angry, the electricity didn't come on. If you give up, the electricity still didn't come on, and you didn't get to eat breakfast and you're hungry. Or you can be like, oh, let's look at an adventure and have fun with the experience. And I got to eat breakfast. And by the way, scrambled eggs and the potatoes on the barbecue were spectacular. So we make the choice. I know I talk about we have choices, and I know I say that all the time, but it is true. And during this time where the world is in crisis and the world is needing to adapt, we need to adapt everything that we do, the way we used to move, the way that we interacted, the way we do everything. And because we're in this place of adapting, we have no choice. So you have to adapt whether you like it or not. But you can find the fun and the joy and the celebration in the adventure of the adapting. Or you can be angry and hurt and increase your distress and increase your panic and increase your fear and increase your anger. And when you're in those high states of reactiveness, your brain, by the way, shuts down, and your ability to create a problem solve isn't available to you. So today, take one of the things that have pissed you off because of COVID-19. And I want you to take that one thing, and I want you to see, how can I find the adventure in this experience? How can I see this as a new way of me looking at the world, of me experiencing this experience in a new possibility? Just one of the many things that have changed in your world. When you do it with one thing and you'll be like, oh, all right. So, I have to go on the hunt for toilet paper. All right. Let's look at it as we're like going through the jungle. We're going on a toilet paper hunt, like a treasure hunt. Right? How you look at it will make the difference. Plus, from a relationship standpoint, the people around you will enjoy you much more, enjoy spending time with you, engaging with you, interacting with you. Yes, you can choose more than one. You can do them all today if you want to. Somebody asked, just one? Well, I'm just saying baby steps. For people who are struggling with the change and choices and adapting and flexibility, if that's a hard thing for you, let's pick one. And the last thing I want to leave you with before we sign out today is that if change and adapting is a challenge for you, like a serious challenge, it's because it doesn't feel safe. And that safety is brought from a trauma space, okay? So if you're like, but everything is changing and I don't feel stable, I don't feel safe, you're not alone. It's triggering for all of us who have trauma, okay? So that's why I say try one thing. And if that's a really, really hard and it's really rocking and shattering your stability and you're having a hard time finding your grounding, finding your footing, then please reach out to me so we can clear out the trauma pieces so that you can learn to feel safe, so that adapting and change can be an adventure instead of it being an unsafe experience for you, okay? All right. So much love, so much love. Mwah, 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 mwah. Blowing kisses. All right. So how do you spend more time with me? Because who doesn't want to spend more time with me? You can visit me at succulentliving.com for all your holistic sexual wellness needs. You can find me at empressgaia.com for all your BDSM education and wellness needs. And for all of your online courses, you can find it at Succulent Living under Work With Us online courses. And there's tons of amazing courses right now while you're like sitting at home trying to figure out what you want to do. Take some courses. Expand your knowledge. Knowledge is sexy, people. Knowledge is sexy. And what else? Oh, don't forget, you can get my podcast, My Orgasmic Life. You can listen to me everywhere that you go, on Spotify, on all your favorite platforms, Apple. But you can also download my app. I have a My Orgasmic Life app, which you can get from Google Play Store. And then it's just like a touch, and you'll never miss me. And I can be wherever you are. All right. Love you all. That's it. That's all. Bye-bye.